What up, JK fam?
We're here with our very first video.
Hey.
My name is Jonah.
I'm Kiana.
This is Raylan.
And this is Bryson.
We appreciate you all tuning in to our channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and join the family. We're going to be giving you all some great content on what it's like to live as young parents with children and just giving you insight to what we believe as people. On today's video, we're going to be doing a Q&A. We're super appreciative of everybody tuning in to our Instagrams and dropping questions to be used on this video. And if you like this video, at the end of it, please give it a thumbs up and just enjoy the video. Welcome to the family. No, you gotta do it dark, completely dark.
Hey guys, we are so excited to do this Q&A with you. We reached out to everybody on Instagram. We posted a question about what you guys want to hear on our Instagram stories. So we're going to go through the questions that you guys gave us. I'm going to ask a question. We're both going to answer. Then Jonah's going to do one of his questions because people submitted different things. So you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay.
Let's do it.
So first question I have is, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? So never in my life did I ever think I would have a YouTube channel, but Jonah said that it'd be a really good idea to kind of show people how we live, what we live for, what we do in our daily lives, and just to kind of to let everybody kind of see our lives, I guess. So it would be very cool, and everybody loves Bryson and Raylan's Instagram account, so we really want to show everybody a deeper view of what our lives are like and what it's like to have two kids.
You said it. I had the idea a while ago. After talking to my brother and watching a lot of YouTube myself, I just thought that if we're gonna capture things on our phone, whether it's pictures or videos and posting them to Instagram or sending them to family and friends, we might as well go all the way and get a camera and make it legit. So I think it's a great opportunity to not only, like Wifey said, show you all how we live and who we live for, but just giving people an inside scoop to what life is really like as young parents with kids. So we're really looking forward to it.
Definitely, yeah.
I want to start with, this is a good one. What are some of your favorite activities to do as a couple? I can be boring. I can really be boring. I am a serious homebody. A good time for me is good food and relaxing.
Sounds about right.
But I'm not gonna use that as my answer. I'm gonna say something that we actually do together. I think we love to go out to eat. Going out to eat is always a good time. I'm just getting away from other people, even our children at times. That's healthy. I think dinner is my favorite thing to do. I just love going out to eat. And then anything coupled with that, you could do movies, you could do basketball games, you can do walks downtown, whatever it is. I just love going to get a good meal. That's a good time for me.
Yeah, me too. We haven't been able to go out in a while because of COVID, like go out to eat to a restaurant, but I really do miss doing that. I would say my favorite thing, I'm the more adventurous one.
For sure. That's very spot on.
I love going on hikes, taking walks outside. Going downtown and walking around downtown is like one of my favorite things to do. It's just so beautiful down there, and just like having good conversation and just talking with each other.
Right.
I really do enjoy that. I like being active with going for walks. We played pickleball the other day. It was so much fun. I really can't wait to do that again.
Underrated activity. Underrated.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah. So things like that I just love and I love to do.
So your turn. Ask a question.
Okay. I love talking about this. So one question that someone asked is, how did you meet? I love talking about this because I just think it's hilarious.
She really loves talking about this one. Y'all are gonna enjoy this story.
Yeah, so we met in high school. I was a junior in high school and he was a senior at Frederick High School. We both were on the basketball team, so I'd see him around and everything. And one of my old teammates and I, we were obsessed with him. We just thought he was so cute and we just loved him. I didn't know him personally, but I knew of him. During basketball practice, we would peek through the window and watch him practice, whole stalker mode thing. And one day we were coming back home from a basketball game. We were on the bus and we were both playing Middletown that night. So we were away and they were home. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just slide in his DMs. I don't know what made me do it, but I was feeling real bold that night. We just won, so I was feeling good. So let me just, shoot my shot.
That's what happened.
And yeah, so I slid in his DMs, and from there it was.
That was it. That was history, man.
Yeah.
She's spot on with it. Like, she shot her shot, and it was a bucket. Like, all butter. All butter, you know? So that's how it went down. She reached out to me. Like we said, the rest is history, man. Like, we hit it off immediately.
We did, yeah.
I would backtrack real quick to say that I always knew who she was because her younger brother played basketball as well. And her younger brother and my younger brother are the same age.
Mm-hmm.
They played on the same teams growing up, and they were always a level or two below me. So I always knew who she was because of her brother. You know, up until junior, senior year, I just never really thought about it. And then once she reached out, you know, it piqued my curiosity, and I got to know her some more, and I fell in love with her, and now we're here. So that's really how it happened. She shot her shot, and she got a bucket. Doing what she do.
Usually, like, people are friends before they go into a relationship, but with us, like, we weren't, and we just vibed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
I would agree.
Yeah.
To her point, a friend meaning they knew each other and had somewhat of a history before.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, like they were an acquaintance, or they had mutual friends or whatever it was, but we didn't have much of that at all. It was a tray ball from D, and it was all butter.
Swish.
So that's true. Everything she's saying is spot on.
Okay, your turn.
I want to answer this one. And this was a common question, actually. What is it like juggling 2 children? And that's a really good question. It's very different for each couple. And it really depends on like how the children are. And I say that because our firstborn was one of the easiest babies.
So easy.
Not that we have ever seen, but most people have ever seen. Right? He ate well, slept well, lays on his own, never needs our attention for anything. It was just great. It was really easy. Our second child, Raylan, she is very different from Bryson in the sense that she's a lighter sleeper. It's hard to get her in some type of rhythm. Like, Bryson got into a rhythm very easily. She hasn't gotten into a rhythm yet. She is a light sleeper, and we can, you know, we try to put her down and she wakes right up, and you know,
it's like 3 or 4 tries before she goes down for good.
So I would say going from 1 child to 2 wasn't hard when you're ready for the extra work. If you're understanding of the fact that things are going to get harder from a work standpoint and a grind standpoint, then you'll transition smoothly. If you're expecting for it to be just like having 1 child, you're in for a rude awakening. So I think if you and your spouse, you and your significant other, whenever you're having children, if you all are understanding of the leap is not so hard if we're understanding of one another and understanding of what work we're about to get into, I think it'll be pretty smooth. Like, I've enjoyed it, and I wouldn't say I'm more tired than I am now than when we had Bryson. Like, I think the fatigue for me is about the same. It's just you have to exert yourself a little bit more. Yep.
I think juggling 2 kids, it's like Jenna said, it's definitely different. Definitely have to push through your fatigue because now you have 2 little humans that you're taking care of. With Bryson, like, he would take a nap and we'd have like 2 hours, like, okay, I can mentally reset, I can relax. But now Raylan's always up and Bryson's sleeping. Like, we like have like a small chunk of time to even just film this video because miraculously both kids are asleep. And then it's like double everything, you know, double the baths, like bath night, like Jonah's washing Raylan and I have Bryson. It's just a lot more, but it's definitely interesting. It's awesome seeing Bryson interact with Raylan. It's the cutest thing. He's always kissing her head, always wants to be in her face, always wants to help. So that's really cool to see how he's a big brother, but it's definitely more challenging having 2 kids, but it's very rewarding.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
What's your next question?
Okay. My turn. Someone asked 1v1 to 1 point, who wins in basketball?
Go ahead.
For me, all of you guys know, but I'm a bucket, okay? And I just had 2 kids, and I'll still give you a bucket. Like, no cap, no cap. But I would say Jonah, he's just bigger and stronger, but if I had the ball first, I think that I would definitely give him a run for his money. Definitely. I would say me.
Are you done? All right. First, I'm going to give her props. See, she didn't do that for me.
I'm gonna give her her props. I'll recognize her and say that I admire her dog. Kiana, and over the course of both of our careers, has had more dog than me, like competitive fire, right? I'm a competitor. I cry when I lose. Not now, obviously, but up until this point, I'm a sore loser. I hate losing, but she has a competitive fire that I never had until later on in my career. So I give her her props. She's one of the most competitive people I've ever been around. But this is what she has to understand. It's gonna be hard for her to compete. We played one-on-one a couple times, but it's hard for her to compete. Like when we play, I'm not gonna play for her to be in the game and hang around. Like I'm gonna play to win.
And I don't want that. I don't want
gonna,
you to go easy on me.
I know, and she's gonna play to win also. So I'm not gonna tell you all who's gonna win that. We're gonna film a video of it once she gets back in shape, and we'll allow you all to be the determining judges to see who wins that. But all I'm gonna say is it's gonna be very difficult. I give her her props, but it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be very hard for her to beat me.
I guess.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right, my next question. This is a good one. Someone asked, what's the biggest daily challenge in marriage? And that's a fire question, man. And I started with this. Kiana and I are Christians, and we intend to raise our children in the same way. God esteems marriage very highly, and we could talk about that in another video, why that is. But for the sake of this Q&A, God esteems marriage very highly, and he takes it very seriously. So we do the same thing. We believe that one of the greatest forms of love and sacrifice in marriage is what we call dying to self. And dying to self just means that you as a person are dead to what you want, what you feel is best, what you think is right, for the sake of loving the other one deeply. And that's a really hard thing to do. Once we understood that and we started to put that into action and understand how that looks, our marriage really began to be something beautiful. And it's growing, and it still is beautiful because we have learned and are learning what it means to die to self. I think for me, that's the biggest challenge because everybody's selfish naturally. Like if we're honest, everybody wants what they want all the time. Easily. All the time. We want what we want, when we want it, how we want it, in the frame of mind that we want it. Like we're all about ourselves naturally.
And putting yourselves first.
Yep. So for me, the biggest challenge is dying to self, but it's also the greatest reward because behind dying to self, right, you show your wife that, you're more important than me. Honoring God is more important than how I feel. And in that, God can use you all to love each other deeply and to really do something special. So I would say that's the biggest challenge, but I'm gonna add to it. It's also the biggest reward for sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
I agree. I have to second that. Serving, even when you don't want to serve, like fighting through the fatigue. If there's a chore that needs to be done and you see it needs to be done, you do it, you don't wait for the other person to do it. You don't leave it for them because they'll get it later. You do it for them. Like everything you do is for them. I had to learn. I was definitely selfish in my ways, but it's definitely, constant learning curve that you just have to put the other before you.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask one more?
What question do you want?
The fave or funniest memory
of
our babies.
All right, we can do that one.
I posted a video on Bryson and Raylan's Instagram account. And so Bryson has this trick or treat bucket. And he was just having fun with it, playing with it, and he kept putting it on his head. So he'd take it, put it over his head, covering his whole face. It would be like, wow. And he'd get the bucket and put it back on his head. Wow. So I'm like, I have to record this. So right when I recorded it, he decided he wanted to run with this bucket on his head. Yeah. So he had the bucket on his head, could not see a dang thing, was taking steps, probably could only see his feet, and he was just running around. He was running to the table, stumbling on his feet. I was cracking up. I could not contain my laughter. It was hilarious.
Wow. Bryson, you can't see where you're... Bryson, take it off your head. Bryson? Bryson? You can't see where you're going.
It was.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite Bryson moments also. But I have one that's another favorite of ours that I'll share. There was a time where Bryson, and really he's been doing this since he could walk. He does this thing where if he's walking straight at you all and you see me walking to you, he's walking this way. he'll be looking this way, walking to you all, or he's looking this way and running to you all. Like he has a bad habit
Not
of
looking
not
where he's
looking
going.
where he's
Yeah.
going, right? And it bit him in the butt. It really got him. So one day he was in the kitchen, and I saw this, just a glimpse of it, because I had peeked around the corner, but I wasn't fully in the kitchen, right? So he was walking into the kitchen, and for some odd reason, he just got into one of his sideways runs. Like he was running. Actually, no, he actually wasn't running. He was backpedaling.
Yeah, backwards.
He was
He's going
backpedaling.
backwards.
So he does it going forwards and backwards. Terrible
like,
habit. Terrible habit. Right? So he was literally backpedaling with his head in the air to the side like this. And backpedaled himself right into a corner of a case of water. So the case of water was open, right? So it wasn't closed. So he fell into the case of water. Water's falling everywhere. And we just heard it.
Goodness.
Like it's like I said, I wasn't fully in the kitchen, but I was right around the corner. So I just heard boom. I'm like, what in the world? I walk in and just see Bryson's legs in the air, waters all over the place. And I knew exactly what had happened. He'd
Yeah.
fallen into the waters doing a sideways run. And he has a terrible habit of doing it. And I'm praying that on this channel, you all get to experience some of these
Yeah.
same things that we see.
Yeah.
Because when you have toddlers
Oh my
and little
gosh.
ones, the things they
They're
do
hilarious.
are hilarious. And you got to be able to capture them. So we're definitely going to get some of those for y'all. for
We
sure.
definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wraps up this video, y'all. We've gotten a lot of questions between us, and actually I just had this thought, maybe later on we can do another Q&A video
Definitely.
to capture some of these questions and maybe get some more. But that wraps up this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to drop a comment and let us know what you thought about it. If you're new to this channel, which a lot of you are, hit that subscribe button, join the JK fam, and just watch how we live life and how we do things and esteem what we think is important. And that's God, our family, our children, and just loving and serving people. So thank you for tuning into this video, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yep.
Peace.
Signing off.